Attention to all founders, hustlers, and hardworking entrepreneurs. The Hustle's 2024 Entrepreneurship Trends Report is out now, and it's a goldmine of valuable strategies, data-driven insights, and expert tips for elevating your business. Have you ever wondered how successful business owners are staying ahead of the crowd in today's super competitive market? Well, we talked to over 500 small business owners to uncover how they're doing it and did a ton of research so you don't have to. We know you're busy building your business, so we got you covered. The Hustle's 2024 Entrepreneurship Trends Report is something you don't want to miss. This right here is the future of entrepreneurship. So stop what you're doing right now and check the link in the show notes to get that report right now. All right, good morning, everybody. It's Friday, October 4th. I'm John Weigell here with Ben Berkley, and this is the Hustle Daily Show. Here in the USA, the hard seltzer boom of 2016 to 2021 may have set us up for even larger alcohol percentages in a can. These ready-to-drink alcoholic beverages using spirits are up 22.5% in sales since last year. Mind-bogglingly, this is all happening while hard seltzer is on a steady decline. So how did hard seltzer gateway us into getting more hammered, and what are the details behind the canned cocktail boom? We'll get to that in a bit, but first let's give you the hits and headlines in business and tech. Starting up today with some big news from OpenAI, which almost doubled its valuation to a whopping total of $157 billion. Investors in the latest round will, however, have the option to retract their investment if OpenAI does not convert to a for-profit company in 2 years. I do not see that happening.
I think they're going to figure that one out. Just a weird little hunch I've got that it's like, if we can keep all of that money, maybe we'll just kind of sort out that whole thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Given all the exits that have been happening and that Sam Altman is quite of a lone decision maker, it seems pretty likely that the for-profit thing is a go.
I mean, it's crazy how much they've grown so quickly. And thank God, because like this beleaguered AI industry is barely getting any investments. This is really a huge thing for them.
Yeah, massive. Up next to Uber. Uber has a new autonomous vehicle partner. Avride will make Uber Eats deliveries with its six-wheeled sidewalk robots and ferry passengers in its self-driving cars around Austin and soon Dallas and New Jersey. More in the autonomous vehicles. I'm still excited to see them anywhere in New York. I dare them. Moving to Tesla, Tesla just recalled about 27,000 Cybertrucks due to a possible delay between the rear view camera image and the dashboard. Tesla released a software update and noticed you could back up the old-fashioned way by looking over your shoulder and checking your mirrors if you just tried that a little bit. And over to Japan. Shigeru Ishiba, who became Japan's prime minister on Tuesday, is set to propose a happiness index as he tries to turn the tide for the Japanese economy that's been notably struggling. This comes alongside other policies to support regional governments and low-income households. I love a happiness index. That'll be fun to read.
I mean, I think that if they're looking for just like a great happiness index, if Instagram is any suggestion, just relate back through the eyes of American tourists what Japan looks like, and everyone's going to be the happiest person. It's like Disneyland.
Oh, yeah.
You just see everyone talking about it constantly, and it is apparently the greatest trip of their life.
Yeah, I will attest to that. I agree. And back to New York, there's some good news for subway commuters, finally. Spotify's new offline backup feature will create playlists you can listen to if your device goes offline, starting with recent streams and evolving with users' tastes. This is the latest in a long list of new Spotify updates, and it is very, very exciting to me, a person that loses service every other stop on the subway. And finally, Costco is continuing to add to its precious metals collection. The wholesale darling will now sell 1-ounce platinum bars for $1,090 online, alongside gold bars and silver coins. The gold bars have only been growing in popularity. Analysts estimate Costco is selling between $100 million and $200 million in gold bars every month. I did not have this on my bingo card. Did you, Ben?
Whoever came up with that idea for Costco to get into that game, make sure that they're getting a raise potentially in that $100 million to $200 million per month range, because huge market that they are tapping into here. And I guess we'll see how the platinum bars do going forward as well.
Yeah, I'm sure whoever got this going is the gold standard of the company.
Look at that. Oh my goodness.
Yes, there it is, huh?
I also just can't imagine who would have space. Like, these are not big bars, but like with just the amount of space to store other things that I'm buying from Costco, where am I supposed to put these bars?
I have no idea. Perhaps they're renting the Beyond from Bed Bath & Beyond, because where on earth could they possibly put this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so on to the main story. Today, we're looking into the alcohol industry. We've covered stories saying that Gen Z is moving away from alcohol and talked about how well non-alcoholic beverages are doing, but that hasn't stopped the industry from capitalizing on the shiny new canned spirit craze. So Ben, firstly, how is the alcohol industry doing right now as a whole?
I mean, as a whole, not good. Quite not good, in fact. I mean, we'll take these ready-to-drink cocktails out of the picture for a second. But last year was actually the American alcohol industry's worst year since 1991 by a very specific measure. So there's something called the Gomberg-Fredrickson report, which they put out industry stats, and that includes a measurement of essentially equivalent servings of alcohol across the population. So they figure out how many ounces of spirits and wine and beer or whatever have been sold compared to the population of adults of legal drinking age. And last year, that measure showed Americans had fewer servings of alcohol than in any year since 1991. So we are seeing Americans buying less of everything alcoholic, with this one shining example being ready-to-drink cocktails.
Yeah, and they seem to be doing quite well comparatively to the rest of the market, because beer is not doing too hot. Hard seltzer, as we're going to talk about, has started to stagnate and decline a little bit, but there's always kind of a cash cow for the alcohol market. And right now it seems to be these canned cocktails and also non-alcoholic drinks, weirdly enough, the two extremes.
Yeah, I mean, let's just kind of put this even in further context here. So wine down 8.9% last year, beer down 5.6% last year. That also includes hard seltzer, which again used to kind of be like the buoy for that thing, keeping it going in harder times. And then, spirits seem like they look good on the surface, but that's just because they count ready-to-drink cocktails, which were up 30+% last year. So if you take those out, spirits are down about 9% as well. Wow. So yes, I want to make sure we drill in just how large this is. Ready-to-drink cocktails are selling over $13 billion over the past year. They weren't even above $12 billion 2 years ago. So this is 12% of the total alcohol market all of a sudden. Again, this isn't overnight, obviously, but in the face of this overall decline of the industry, you're just kind of being like, what happened here? How did these get so popular?
Yeah. I'm wondering, given that I've seen a lot of these in a lot of places, specifically like Buzzballs or the High Noons are like a vodka drink, and they've been everywhere. So I'm wondering how they exactly got so popular all of a sudden, where hard seltzer was really dominating the market for a good few years there.
I mean, I think it just suits the moment where people are really favoring ease. You've got these portable prepackaged things that if you want cocktails, really hard to take your liquor and all your mixers to the beach, really easy to take, a package of any one of these many products. And it's also just it gets kind of annoying to stock a full bar cart or have to go all the way into all these different ingredients for some people. It's just, straight ease, and they are winning big time on that front.
Yeah, and it seems like people are getting a little more bang for the buck on them as well, considering that your normal hard seltzer is about 4 to 5% ABV. However, these cocktails are hovering in the higher range, let's just say.
Yes, the stratosphere, yes.
Yes, it will take you to the stratosphere in just a few sips. One of them being Cutwater, which is owned by Anheuser-Busch InBev, and that one displays an ABV of 11%. So people are having these drinks, getting a little drunker than they used to be getting as well. And that seems to be a fun kicker of this whole switch. Maybe people are just more into that extreme and more into potentially drinking less for the same effects.
Yeah, cost effectiveness is so much here. You are getting a lot of bang for your buck here because I think we know that people, they love cocktails. They just don't love paying for them, especially in a world where like, I don't know if it's legal in the cities that we live in to charge less than $18 for a cocktail, or so it would seem.
Yeah.
I think you also have to just look at the top labor market stories of the past decade, where you've had obviously the pandemic kind of decimating the restaurant and bar scene, just like the shortage of people to staff those locations once they kind of came back. It gets harder to then acquire them on your own, where, you've got one bartender tending a wide place. You're just like, you're not getting as much when you go out and you're paying a ton. So now if you can just like be casually sipping away at home and, you can do that 6 times for each what would be one time out in the world, it obviously makes a lot of sense. And obviously they also play off of novelty, where hard seltzer was playing that exact same playbook in the pandemic. And then people, I think, got a little tired of it.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of hair metal bands in the 1980s, how you just had the same band coming out every year with the same kind of songs. And everybody kind of got tired of it. And then in this example, I guess, these spiked cocktail type drinks are grunge. And there's going to be a lot of them too. And noticeably, a lot of new brands popping up for this kind of beverage, as there were with hard seltzer. So they're kind of at the beginning of something really, really big. But once again, it seems like a bubble that just has to pop eventually.
You would think so. I would also note, though, that they've been really smart in how they're marketing this. Anyone who's ever had like a decent quantity of beer in their younger days has eventually then had that day where they were shocked to learn how many calories a single beer contains. And so, the people marketing these ready-to-drink cocktails, they know this.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of these products are just so good at very loudly hailing their low-calorie content. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it would be acceptable to call them a healthy, but they're going to go as far as they can toward like, they are healthier, added to convenience and cost. That's a really potent mix that makes sense why these are everywhere all of a sudden.
Yeah. And you can say potent again because woof.
Yeah.
All right. And that's going to do it for us today. Thanks for tuning in to the Hustle Daily Show. We're a proud part of the HubSpot Podcast Network. Our editor today is Robert Hartwig, and our executive producer is Darren Clark. We've got a ton more tech and business coverage in our newsletter. If you're not subscribed, go get yourself signed up at thehustle.co/email. Throw us a follow on Instagram. Take a sip of that Cutwater, not too much, and we'll see you later.